Hello, everybody. It's meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you from Hutch's Weather. Remember, Hutch's Weather, one-stop shopping, and on my Facebook page, I'd love to have you click the following button. It does help me out a great deal. It's cold, but there's an ending in sight, light at the end of the tunnel, and details begin right now. But first, my friends at Robert Gibb & Sons want to pat first responders on the back with up to $400 off the installation of a new system. 110 plus years of dedicated service to our community. Remember Robert Gibb & Sons for your mechanical needs. And if you give them a call, let them know that Hutch sent you. All right, let's take a look at our weather across the region as we head into the region right now. We're going to take a look at hutchesweather.com and show you on the interactive radar that it is a wild weekend out there right now, or week, I should say, as we head into our Tuesday evening. Snow showers entering the Rockies once again. It's what's going on in the central and southern plains right now. Big time snow system in southern parts of the state of Missouri. This is exiting eastern Kansas, also eastern Oklahoma. Now, there is very heavy snow to the tune of 1 to 2 inches of snow per hour moving through parts of central and northern Arkansas right now. Down in the southern part of the state, heading into the Pine Bluff area, it's sleet and some freezing rain in the deep south of northern Louisiana taking place as well. This is on the edge of the cold air mass that has put itself in place in our neck of the woods and has been here longer than an uninvited guest, and that's what's going on. Now, as we take a look at your forecast, a couple of things we want to start with is what's going on right now, for crying out loud, and we do have some interesting facts to talk about with regards to our temperatures out there. Remember, on Hutch's Weather, if you have a question at all about the weather, if you have a comment, if you have an observation of the weather in your area, drop a comment for me right there. But for now, let's take a look at these temperatures right now, and we'll look at some of them lows this morning across the region. So as we take a look at what's going on right now, we do have those cold readings out there, digits that are 6 below for Bismarck, 2 below in Fargo, at 0. A heat wave in Grand Forks right now, 4 below for Bemidji. Up in War Road, it's 2 below 0. 2 below 0 right now as we look out towards Alexandria, Minnesota. Minneapolis at 3 above. So there is that line of temperatures that are at 0 or above. Wilmer, you're on the sub-zero side of that line, and look at the cold. I mean, ridiculous, face-slapping, tooth-chipping cold out here in northeast Montana. Plenty wood. You want plenty of wood for the fire out there because it's cold. 15 below as you look out in that area near the Malta region, and 17 below, and 20 below, I should say, in Regina. It's even colder north of there. So that cold core of air continues to be here. It's going to be another cold night, and we did have record-setting low temperatures this morning down in Bismarck, North Dakota. Let's take a look at some of those lows across the region as we started out our day. Unbelievable cold weather working its way through the region. So as we take a look at these digits, you're going to see some 40s below 0 up off near Crosby and in northwestern parts of North Dakota. We had minus 40-degree air temperatures. Look at this, McKenzie County, 45 below. That, if you're anywhere near Watford City, that zone out there, out into Billings County, also down in towards the Medora area, temperatures were just unbelievable. These are actual air temperatures for today, folks. And look at this, getting down into Grant County, Sioux County, 40 to 45 below. Now, Bismarck hit 39 degrees below 0 just after sunrise this morning. That's typically the time we have the coldest temperatures. The purple color you see there, that's balmy warm. Warren, 19 below 0. And in Fargo today, 23 below was the reading at the Endon station in North Fargo. Get into parts of western Minnesota and look at that. We had 20s below 0 for much of Otter Tail County until you get over towards that Fergus area. How about near 30 below there? It was ridiculously cold out there. And I got to tell you, it's not much better right now. Here's a look at your current wind chills. Remember, exposed skin like these babies here, Hutch can fly with those. So you take a look. We do have wind chills that are in the 30s below 0 and in the 40s below 0 as you get into the western part of the Dakotas. The oil patch out there, unfriendly indeed. Sydney, Montana, 31 below, 28 below, and maybe there just off to the east of you folks in Thief River. Fox and central parts of Roseau County, 32 rather below 0, 24 below out there in that range near Baudette. Perham, 25 below 0 for a current wind chill. And in the Fargo-Moorhead area, we're about 15 to 20 degrees below here as the crow flies. Hey, let's take a look at who's got some comments and questions. Thanks for watching. As always, I appreciate you, Nathan. I appreciate you, Leora. St. Hilaire checking in, and look at these temperatures up in your neck of the woods here. We're talking those 20s below to near 30 below for those feels like temperature. All right, Deborah, good to have you on board. Much nicer weather coming soon. Yes. That's the light at the end of the tunnel that I talked about. And the headline of today's broadcast, will it snow after it warms up? Likely, depends. Likely, we're going to have some mixed precipitation in the forecast. Here's something that Hutch can tell you from experience of forecasting up here. We get these kind of temperatures that we've had in the last 24 to 48 hours, and we end up with what's called a frozen tundra, quite literally. And when warmer air with more moisture blows in over snowbanks that are this cold, we get low clouds and fog. You get some mixed precipitation and warm front type snow. So that's going to happen. It's exactly where it sets up and how much. Sometimes we can get some pretty significant snowfall amounts out of these, but the models right now are not showing it. Let me show you what they are looking like right now so you have a feel for this. For that, we'll go to the European model, and let's go ahead and dig out of Hutch's pocket the forecast for this particular model as we go through time. Here's your storm system moving through the Central Plains. Ice will work its way across the northern reach of the Gulf Coast states. Southern part of the Gulf Coast states, strong showers and thunderstorms right on the Gulf Coast. That will be where the risk will be the greatest for any type of severe thunderstorm type activity. This snow and ice will move through northern ports of Mississippi, pardon me, Alabama, Georgia, and then move into the mid-Atlantic states there. So anywhere from near northern South Carolina, North Carolina, and on up into the Virginias, it looks like some wintry weather. Here's the cold core of air as we go into your Wednesday. It moves right over the nation's gut. It's going to bring the cold temperatures all the way down to the south. Then that cold air mass parks right here, and it's going to really impact us with a west wind and a warming trend into the weekend. However, the model here, you see these little pixels of blue? It's showing just a little bit of snow. We'll get some downslope warming that usually compresses and warms the air, but if there's any moisture at all in this air moving over the cold snowbank, we're going to get some periods of fog, clouds, and some snow showers out of this system, and it stays like this for a few days. We'll have these little clippers zipping out of parts of Alberta. That's typical with this as well. Those will bring wind and rapid changes in temperature from warm to a slap in the face of cold, but not nearly the kind of cold that we've had here of late. This takes us into the middle of next week and the end of the month, and no significant bullseye type snowstorms are in the offing. But I do think that even though we have warmer weather, I want you to be careful and check hutchesweather.com for the latest road conditions. So no matter where you are, when you're there, you can grab your cellular device and go to hutchesweather.com on your browser. Right here, I've got this position for you, road conditions. You can check all of them in our neck of the woods to get the latest in your road conditions. And please keep in mind my fine sponsors on hutchesweather.com. Without them, this site would not be possible, and pass it along to your friends because I run into people every day who don't know about hutchesweather.com. Ryan, good to have you on. Thanks for watching, Maxine, and you're welcome for the update. Now, my friends at Luther Family Ford, they're partners here on my website. They're partners with my program called Hutch's Weather Kids as well. And you can keep them in mind if you need a truck, because from what I'm hearing, listen, yeah, it's truck month. And you can click on this and see the inventory right here by clicking on Hutch's Weather. So if you're thinking about getting a truck, give my friends over at Luther Family Ford a chance to see if they got exactly what you're looking for. And my guess is it will be pretty good. Now, as you take a look at the Hutch's Weather page, you'll scroll down just a little bit. You're going to find details on what's going on with my latest videos. So if you've missed a live or whatever, fret no more. We have them right here on Hutch's Weather, and you can see more past videos as well. If you want to be a Hutch's Weather kid, this is the button where you can click to sign up. It's very easy. Click here, then sign up. Let me know your age. Let me know what, all the details about yourself. And if your name gets drawn, you can help Hutch figure out the weather like recent kids have. And this is where you upload your photos as well. So thanks so very, very much. Deborah, thanks for your sharing of stars. It does help support Hutch's Weather as well. Let's get down to brass tacks, talk business. Here is your forecast. Wednesday morning, air temperatures 25 below. This will challenge a record low temperature in Fargo tomorrow. Is 29 below. Now, the coldest the last couple of mornings has been east of Fargo, so Moorhead and into Sabin. It's been colder than it has been at North Fargo's airport. Some might call that the heat island effect, and that can absolutely be the case. But when we have a north wind out of the prairies north of us, that heat island is a little bit less impactful. However, when we have a south wind blowing the warmed air from the heat island over the airport, my argument would be that we would see more impacts from a warmer reading there. Nonetheless, 25 to 20 below, not very warm at all. Shirley's watching. Well, welcome, Shirley. Do you remember that old show with a friend of Shirley's called Laverne? I remember that show. Anyways, welcome aboard. Thanks for watching. These are air temperatures in the morning. And again, we're going to challenge record low temperatures out to the west. There was that record low set this morning in Bismarck, and this particular model has it near 40 below. Once again, I think that's the case. The coldest of the air mass will park right here, Mobridge, South Dakota. I think you're going to have some real face-slapping cold for actual air temperatures as well. Factor in the winds. It'll be up to around 15 miles per hour, as you saw, and we're talking between 40 and 60 below for wind chills across the region. Anywhere getting gusts of wind, it's just going to be brutal once again. I know a lot of folks out there that have had problems with their cars starting as well. So batteries are really challenged this time of the year. And if your battery's the least bit weak, these are the mornings you find out about it. These are the mornings where it's very difficult. And an old school trick that Hutch used to use back in the day, and it might seem like more work than it's worth, but if you're late for work or late for the doctor's appointment, it can actually make sense. And if you're comfortable doing the work, you can remove your battery and bring it inside and set it on the floor. Then your battery stays warm. When it's time to go, put it in the car, twist those couple of nuts on there, make sure you know what you're doing and install it correctly and install the terminals correctly. But that's one way to keep a warmer battery and help a weak battery get you through the season. It doesn't mean you don't have to replace your battery. It just might help you in ridiculousness like this. I hope that helps. And if you're a car guy like I am, a weekend wrench person, or actually I turned wrenches for a living for all through high school and even in the early days of college, it can be a handy skill to have. All right, Wednesday afternoon, sunset getting very close to 6 p.m. 1 below zero in Fargo on your car's thermometer, but it will not feel like that all day. We'll have those winds and wind chills that will be pretty dangerous, around the 20 to 45 below zero category. Here's where there's light at the end of the tunnel. Share it with me. Your 7-day forecast. Let's get to it. 1 below for your Wednesday. We're 8 above on Thursday. So the warming trend begins Thursday, not quite as low in the morning. And we warm it up to near 10 degrees for your afternoon. That's a fancy pants kind of way of saying we're going in the right direction. Still 3 below out there as we start on Friday morning, but it will be milder. But for some of us, wilder. Here's where we'll start seeing a few snowflakes here and there. The best chance of that will be along our northern tier of counties because that's where the storm track will be. Keep in mind, we'll have a chance of some snow and or mixed precipitation Friday, Saturday, Sunday, particularly Sunday night into Monday, and then again on Tuesday. Look at that temperature. Hutch cracking that 40-degree nut like the squirrel in your backyard was hiding chunks of corn, because you got to save up for your squirrel family when it's this cold out there. Can't wait. 8 degrees even sounds great, says Mark. That's Mike. Thank you very much, Mike, for watching. That's a look at Hutch's weather. Please remember that on my Facebook page, Hutch's Weather, Hutch Johnson, Chief Meteorologist, I'd love to have you click the follow button. It really does help me out. We're approaching the 60,000 followers threshold. Wow. Thanks to everybody. Subscribe on YouTube, hutchesweather.com, anytime, anywhere for the latest interactive radar and weather information. But for now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I want you to have a wonderful evening. Check back again.